Chapter 68 Countdown. For now there was not much they could do other than sit and wait, locked inside whatever Die Glocke was actually turning out to be. So what do you think this does? Asked Bouncer. My guess is nothing good, smiled Graham nervously. Other than that I have no idea, but if it requires the power of solarium to drive it, it can't be that good. Do you think we'll be safe? You know, when they fire it up, the effects back in Cambridge were bad enough. What do you think it will be like if we're sitting right on top of it? Again, this is only a guess, but I think they've been developing these suits in order to protect the occupants from any such effects. They mentioned Gerhard, and that he was fine, so the suits must work. Graham's logic seemed to settle Bouncer, at least for now. So we just have to wait and see then? I guess so, with the countdown at 15 minutes at least we won't be waiting long, grimaced Graham. Sensing the imminent event, Ringo reversed his way further into Graham's suit. T-1 minute, stated the metallic and dissociated voice over the Tana. Graham and Bouncer looked at each other before taking each other's hand and gripping tight as the countdown went from 30 to 0. At around 20 seconds the reactor must have kicked in as a set of lights clearly visible through the porthole sprang into life, shortly followed by a blue tint coming over the light that shone in. Does that look a little like what a far viewer does? Asked Bouncer. Yes, I think you're right, Bouncer, said Graham as he leant forward and peered through the porthole himself. I guess any device that messes with dimensions ends up messing with it in the same way, hey? Before Bouncer could reply, the countdown hit 0 and a bright flash filled the tiny window. What happened next could have only taken a few seconds, but it seemed to last for minutes. There was no sensation of movement, but when the blue-tinged light cleared they were no longer looking at the interior of DG-001, the view was now of a poorly illuminated cave. Standing up they moved to the porthole. Through it they could make out a small group of people watching them intently from a respectful distance. Ringo crept up to the visor to take a look himself. Fancy a poke around, buddy? Asked Graham, opening his visor. Before anything else could happen, Ringo had hopped out and sat on the lower ledge of the porthole. Instinctively Bouncer reached forward and wound the obvious-looking handle. The porthole dropped. Ringo jumped out. Well, I suppose we really do need to see what's going on. Well done, Bouncer, smiled Graham, patting his friend on the back. As Ringo zoomed off, Graham opened the door. Before them on the ground was a small metal staircase. It didn't take Ringo long to get the lie of the land. Unencumbered by the darkness, his sensors quickly allowed him to map out the cave in which they had arrived and to locate the highly energetic cables that led to the reactor chamber. Following the power cables, Ringo quickly mapped the reactor chamber and headed back. When he arrived back at Die Glocke, Graham and Bouncer were standing outside the door on a small metal staircase. Captain Kopf, an update please, crackled over the radio speaker in the ring chamber. Heinrich had waited long enough. Taking the microphone, Captain Kopf started his report. Die Glocke arrived as expected. 2 occupants are alive and have opened the door and are as we speak standing outside Die Glocke. After a few seconds to process the update, Heinrich's voice returned. Excellent, Captain. It appears the next experiment is a complete success. Notify the test subjects to return. We will engage the bridge in 60 seconds. Yes, sir, replied Captain Kopf. Hearing the radio message, Graham looked to Bouncer, then the darkness around them. Come on, Ringo, we are going to have to go.